I've come to buy a ticket on the bus. You'd never guess where I'm going. Going all the way to Bali. Got a change in Surabaya like. You see, I've got some people that listen to my channel. They're from Bali. They said, KiLondo, won't you come here and teach us about Kajawan and we'll teach you about Liak? And I said, well, I'd love to come to Bali. I've not been to Bali in over 5 years. They wouldn't let me for 3 years. Said it was something to do with car owner virus. Well, I don't own a car. If I owned a car, I wouldn't be taking a bus, would I? Still wouldn't let me come to Bali, though. Don't know, strange world, isn't it? But yeah, I'll be getting one of those buses to Surabaya first. So as I say, I'm off to Bali. First I've got to get the bus to Surabaya. Now, most of these buses will be going to Jakarta, which is where I normally go with one. But today we have to catch the Surabaya bus, change in Surabaya, and we can then get one to Bali. Takes us all the way to the ferry, and then we get the bus from the ferry to the bus terminal. Never done it before, but it didn't take that long, really, considering how long it used to take us to get to Jakarta before the toll road was built. So you can see we've got dangdut video on the bus to Surabaya. We don't normally get this on the bus to Jakarta, so I'm quite happy with that. I miss seeing the dangdut. They always used to play it, but I don't know why they don't do it anymore. Very nice to having to go into Surabaya, particularly as it's such a long journey all the way to Bali, you know. Well, I get to the bus terminal in Bali, like, and there's no taxis with meters, and cannot get another ride, you know. So anyway, I speak to a driver and I said I need to get a hotel. He says, oh, there's a good one, Badugul Taman Hotel. Well, I've got a client called Tommy, and I thought he owned it. So anyway, we went there, and outside a woman with short hair comes and runs to us and fetches me up. And so yeah, but I didn't see any other guests. In fact, most of the staff seemed very odd. They didn't seem like real people, more like ghosts, you know. And the room wasn't at all comfortable. I only stayed a night or two, you know. It wasn't right at all. So I thought I'd leave the hotel, like, and anyway, the nice lady with short hair, she flags down a taxi for me, and I said, look, I'd like to go to Sanur. I've heard Sanor's very mystical, you know. I know all about Palangalak and what happened there, you know, and yeah, it's a place that feels good to me. So we were going towards Palangalak, and I see this thing called Taman Festival. I wonder, is it got anything to do with the hotel and Tommy? So we stopped there. There was nothing there, like, nothing. No visitors, nothing like that, no. It looked to be deserted, if anything. Now, you know, I go to Wondiria in Semarang quite a lot, and I thought, well, there's nothing special about this. Well, after we left Taman Festival Park, we went down the road a bit to Hong Tour, actually, quite a bit further south. Still in Sanur, but if you remember, I'd been invited to Bali by one of my subscribers, and he'd recommended this hotel, so it's quite late at night by the time we pulled in. So we pulled in, it was very dark, which rather appealed to me, very dark indeed. So I didn't get much time to have a look at it, just dumped my bags and went to sleep, you know.
I mean, I was tired like, so I had a good night's sleep, but when I woke up I thought, this room's a bit modern for me, you know, I like a room with a bit more feeling to it, an older room, you know, so I thought I'd have an explore around the hotel, see if I could find somewhere better. Do you know, there were some cracking places, so atmospheric, I thought, well, I must change to one of these rooms if I can. I loved the look of some of them, I really did. As I say, there were some cracking old rooms that were much more to my taste than my original bedroom, but you'll never believe it. I found a cabora and a cemetery. Yes, a cemetery right in the middle of the hotel. So I went to reception. I said, look, I'd like to stay in a cemetery. I said, you what? I said, yes, I bury myself up to my neck in the cemetery. I love it. He says, well, we won't charge you for staying there if you're sure that's what you want to do. So I didn't have to pay even. Wonderful, wasn't it? Well, I have been to Sanur before. I stayed in the Grand, I think it was called the Grand Inn of Bali Beach Hotel before, but it keeps changing his name, you know. But it's been turned into a hospital, so I thought, well, it must have changed, like, but it's still there. I don't know if you can stay in it, but obviously I always stay in the room for nearer or a Keedle, and I've also stayed in a cottage there, but it looks like certainly the hotel's still there. Well, Sanur has changed, like they moved the harbour and that, and so I was walking into Palangalak and it was a bit more difficult to get to, so I stopped down by the new harbour, but you know, you could still feel what had happened. Oh God, you could feel it very strongly. 1,000 Balinese committed mosque around here, you know. Of course you can feel it, and then things weren't much better about, you know, in a new era. Terrible things went on round here, really did. I could feel it very strongly indeed, yeah. Anyway, my subscriber, like, even though he's from Sanur, it turns out he works in Kuta. So he said to me, would you like to come to Kuta, like? And I thought, well, not really, you know. I'm very happy here in the Kaburan, up to my neck, you know, in soil. Love it, love Sanur. Wonderful masjid, lovely masjid, very happy there. But anyway, he persuaded me, so I went off to Kuta just to have a look, really. I'm still staying in Sanur. But I was very happy to find a number of nice masjids in Kuta. Yeah, it wasn't so bad after all. The thing that shocked me a little about Kuta was these beer cycles. I mean, I'm not going to condemn anyone, I'm not like that, you know, but it wasn't for me at all, you know. No, it wasn't for me. I've never seen anything like it, to be honest. You know, I met up with my friend, his name's Chebol, you know, and he seemed to love them. He was chasing after them at night time and what have you. Well, as I say, I'm not the sort to pass judgment, but I wasn't much happy with Chobal bringing me to Kuta to see the beer lorries and him chasing after them, but beer cycles I should say, and him chasing after them. But do you know, he came up trumps. He said, I'll take you into the centre of Bali. He said, I'll take you to Trunyan. He says, you won't believe what you see there. People don't cremate, they just leave the bodies to rot. Sure enough, fabulous place. Thank you, Chobal. Well, I wasn't going to hang around in Kuta, you know, full of Londos. So I decided to go back to Sanur, to my Kaburan, where I felt happy like. Anyway, I was walking down by the harbour and they said, why don't you go to Nusa Pendina? And I heard there was a temple for Nero Orokido, so I thought I'd go there. And I did, and I was very happy, but what I didn't know was about Pura Dalem, Penatran Pede. Oh my God. It's just a sort of place for a Dukan like me, you know. Oh, I could feel the darkness there. Very, very dark indeed. Feel great strength coming from it. Wonderful place to visit. Wonderful. Well, now I did enjoy my time in Bali, I must admit. I had a wonderful time. Really liked it. But when I got home to Wurragiri, I wasn't feeling too well. In particular, you know, I had red eyes. Well, I was getting discharged from my eyes, and very red eyes. And I thought, hello, I know what this is. This is Chetic. Somebody's poisoned me while I was there. So anyway, I get some green coconut and start drinking that. And then I started boiling down Siri, red down Siri, with a Mbunga Cantil. Put my eyes over it. Well, I was alright in the end, but you know, it took a little while. Don't know who'd do that.